In episode 4, BlueRiver created a quality policy intended to guide decisions when delivery, cost, conformity, and customer trust compete. Episode 5 now moves upstream. Before production can protect a promise, the organization must know exactly what it has promised. A customer request is rarely complete on its own. So it must be translated into defined requirements, acceptance criteria, responsibilities, and an achievable delivery commitment. This episode asks how BlueRiver can turn commercial opportunity into a commitment the whole system can actually fulfill. Now, the commercial opportunity looks attractive. A selected private label customer wants a new slim bottle, a new tray configuration, custom specific artwork, and a fixed launch date. So these requests are consistent with the target customer group BlueRiver has chosen to serve. The problem is not the customization itself. The problem is that the order is accepted before production, purchasing, logistics, and quality confirm that the promise is feasible. So, the risk enters the system at the moment an attractive request is treated as a complete and achievable requirement. The sales team has converted a request into a promise, but several assumptions remain unresolved. Can the line handle the bottle? Can suppliers meet the lead time? What acceptance criteria will apply to the first run? Has the pallet pattern been tested? And who approves artwork and later changes? So, when these questions are left open, the production order does not contain a clear promise. It contains uncertainty. The eventual defect or delay may appear in production or dispatch, but the original failure occurred during order acceptance. This is where the strategic choices from episode 3 and the quality policy from episode 4 meet. BlueRiver chose selected private label customers because it wants to offer controlled customization. Controlled is the decisive word. It does not mean accepting every variation immediately. It means converting customer-specific needs into reviewed specifications, approved changes, and reliable delivery commitments. The policy, therefore, helps sales distinguish between an attractive request and a promise the organization is ready to make. Target customers shape the offer. The policy governs how the commitment is made. Clause 8.2 requires more than copying the customer's email into an order. BlueRiver must determine the requirements defined by the customer, including delivery and any relevant post-delivery activities. It must also identify requirements not explicitly defined but necessary for the intended use, applicable legal and regulatory requirements, and any requirements BlueRiver determines are necessary. And the complete requirement set may therefore be larger than the original request. It must also remain current when clarifications or changes arise. BlueRiver needs one coherent requirement set rather than a collection of emails, verbal agreements, drawings, and assumptions. So, customer requests are combined with applicable obligations, intended use needs, BlueRiver's internal operating requirements, and lessons from previous work. The result should be a reviewed set of specifications, acceptance criteria, responsibilities, evidence, and delivery commitments. This is the information that later processes can plan, purchase, produce, verify, release, and deliver against. The practical tool is a requirements matrix. it makes each important requirement visible and testable. So BlueRiver records what is required, where it came from, what type of requirement it is, how acceptance will be decided, who owns it, what evidence demonstrates feasibility, its review status, and how changes will be controlled. The matrix is not intended to create bureaucracy. Its purpose is to stop critical requirements from disappearing between commercial discussions, supplier communication, process planning, production, and release. The matrix immediately changes the conversation. BlueRiver can see that traceability reporting is already supported, but the bottle trial, artwork approval, trade performance, supplier lead time, and delivery feasibility remain open or conditional. This does not automatically mean rejecting the opportunity. It means the commitment must reflect reality. The order can be clarified, accepted with explicit conditions, or held until essential evidence is available. So, what BlueRiver must not do is present unresolved assumptions as confirmed requirements. Clause 8.2.3 requires BlueRiver to review requirements before committing to supply. The review must confirm that the organization has the ability to meet them and resolve differences between the order and previous discussions. For this case, the decision cannot sit with sales alone. Planning, production, purchasing, logistics, and quality each hold part of the evidence. The review should also leave evidence of its results and of any new or changed requirements. The important point is accountability for the complete promise, not the completion of a form. The review follows the complete value flow. So BlueRiver asks whether requirements are clear, materials can be secured, process can produce the new format, conformity can be verified, packaging and logistics can protect the product, and the customer can be supported after delivery. External providers are part of this capability assessment. A supplier may sit outside BlueRiver's organization, yes, but its lead time, quality, and communication remain inside the customer promise. The review must therefore test the whole system that will deliver the result. Order review and design and development are related but different. So, if the customer selects an existing approved format, BlueRiver may only need to confirm requirements and capability. But if BlueRiver must create or adapt the bottle, packaging configuration, artwork solution, process, or essential product information, design and development controls may become relevant. And the 2026 revision also reinforces consideration of relevant interested parties in design planning, information needed for intended purpose, and safe use in design outputs, and evidence-based determination of the impact of design changes. The outcome of review must be explicit. BlueRiver can accept the order, accept it with clearly agreed conditions, hold it while essential questions are clarified, or, yes, decline it. Sales may coordinate the customer relationship, but it should not unilaterally confirm technical feasibility, supplier availability, release criteria, or logistics capability. Authority should follow the nature of the promise. This also protects sales. A disciplined review prevents the commercial team from becoming the owner of problems that only the wider system could have seen. A customer may change artwork, color, quantity, delivery, timing, or pallet configuration after acceptance. So those changes can affect suppliers, material availability, production sequence, verification, release, and delivery. BlueRiver must update the relevant information. ensure that affected people understand the change, review capability again where necessary, and preserve approval traceability. ISO 9001:2026 clarifies that evidence is expected not only for new requirements, but also for changes to existing requirements. Change must therefore re-enter the review process rather than, bypass it. The 2026 revision extends customer communication regarding contingency actions. So, where relevant, BlueRiver should provide information about disruptions to the provision of goods and services, not merely establish contingency requirements in advance. If a supplier delay threatens the launch, the customer should receive timely and accurate information about what happened, the likely impact, the actions BlueRiver is taking, available options, decisions required, and the next update. So the objective is not to eliminate bad news. It is to prevent the customer from being surprised by bad news. Now, a useful message is specific without pretending to know more than BlueRiver knows. So it states the confirmed event, the potential impact, actions underway, available options, the decision needed from the customer, and the time of the next update. This communication supports the quality policy commitment to responsive service and honest communication. It may not remove the disruption, but it gives the customer time and information to manage its own consequences. That can preserve confidence even when the original delivery promise is at risk. BlueRiver's second practical output is a proposal and order review checklist. So the left side defines the promise, customer feed, product, packaging, delivery, obligations, intended use, acceptance criteria, approvals, and open assumptions. The right side tests capability, design needs, capacity, resources, suppliers, verification, traceability, logistics, contingencies, cross-functional review, and authority. So the checklist should be proportionate to the complexity and risks of the order. A repeat order may need little review. A new private label format requires more evidence. Now, BlueRiver changes the original decision. The opportunity remains attractive, but the order is placed on hold while essential requirements and capability are confirmed. So the team completes the requirement set, confirms suppliers, runs the bottle and packaging trials, validates logistics, and agrees delivery and contingency options with the customer. The likely outcome may be acceptance with explicit conditions rather than the original unconditional promise. The disciplined answer is not necessarily no. It is not yet. And here is the evidence and agreement needed to say yes responsibly. The practical outputs of episode 5 are connected. The requirements matrix turns customer needs into defined and controlled requirements. The proposal and order review checklist tests both the promise and the system's capability to fulfill it. The contingency communication template protects customer confidence when disruption threatens delivery. BlueRiver can now state what it has promised, who approved it, what conditions apply, and how changes or disruptions will be handled. So, BlueRiver now knows what it has promised. But before organizing the work needed to deliver that promise, there is another question. What could prevent the organization from succeeding? And what opportunities could help it perform better? So, next episode, risks, opportunities, and real decisions. Now, if your organization needs support with the transition to ISO 9001:2026, or if you are looking to improve your current quality management system, perhaps I can help. I also support organizations that are starting from the beginning and want to implement ISO 9001 in a practical, business-oriented way. You can contact me using the email shown on the screen or send me a direct message on LinkedIn.